Imagine a world where the thrill of racing ignites not just cheers, but revolutions. Welcome to ancient Rome, where chariot racing wasn't just a sport, it was a catalyst for rebellion, a stage for emperors, and a reflection of an empire's soul. In this episode, we leap back into the roaring heart of Rome, where the echoes of Greece's racing legacy transformed into a spectacle that redefined the ancient world. The Colosseum, a colossus of stone and ambition, stood as the epicenter of this transformation. Here, the fervor of Greek chariot races was amplified to a scale that blurred the lines between sports, politics, and life itself. In the shadow of the Colosseum, racing was more than a contest of speed. It was an exhibition of raw power, a dance with danger, and a play of political intrigues. We delve deep into the grand arenas of Rome, where the thundering chariots and the cries of the crowd tell a story of passion and peril. It's a world where the Tifosi spirit, the zealous fandom we associate today with Formula One, first showed its true might, influencing emperors and stirring the tides of rebellion, most explosively in the Nika riots. Join us as we unravel how racing in Rome became more than a sport. It became a powerful symbol of the empire's glory and its fractures. From the heart-pounding excitement of the races to the dramatic upheavals they sparked, witness the origins of a fandom that shaped history and delve into their psychology. We'll discover how the ancient passion for racing laid the foundation for a legacy that echoes today. If you are enjoying this, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out. Thank you. As the sun of Greece's chariot racing legacy set, a new epoch dawned with the rise of the Roman Empire. Amidst this new world of power and splendor stood the Colosseum, an architectural titan in the beating heart of Roman sports. This grand arena, a marvel of engineering, was where racing transcended its Greek heritage, morphing into a colossal exhibition of speed, danger, and Roman extravagance. The Roman racing arenas, especially the Colosseum, were not just sports venues. They were majestic symbols of the empire's might and ingenuity. The Colosseum, a colossal structure of stone and concrete, loomed over the city, its towering presence a beacon of the empire's grandeur. It was designed to host tens of thousands of spectators, from senators and soldiers to merchants and the masses, all congregating to witness the spectacular races. Martial, in his epigrams, captures this grandeur vividly. Those who behold the Colosseum cannot but exclaim, as though with one voice, "That is Rome." These arenas were the epicenters of Roman social life, transcending class and status. As the crowds streamed in, the air would tingle with anticipation, the voices of thousands merging into a singular, expectant hum. The arenas were where the grand narrative of Rome was played out, a place where the empire's triumphs and tribulations were echoed in the roars of its people. In Rome, chariot racing evolved into a spectacle far surpassing the Greek races in both scale and danger. The races were no longer just about speed and skill, they were about survival. Tacitus describes the peril and excitement of the chariots clashing, and how the passions of the spectators would only become higher from seeing the sand dyed with the blood of the charioteers. The charioteers, clad in their vibrant tunics, would maneuver these thundering beasts around the track, pushing themselves and their chariots to the brink. The danger was palpable, with the slightest error leading to devastating crashes, often resulting in severe injury or death. Yet, it was this brush with mortality that thrilled the Roman crowds, their cheers crescendoing with each near miss and collision. In the Colosseum's shadow, the spectators were more than mere observers. They were the lifeblood of the races. Their reactions could make or break a charioteer's career, their favor a coveted prize. The Colosseum was a cauldron of emotions where the ecstasy of victory and the agony of defeat were felt not just by those on the track, but by every single person in the stands. The fans' involvement went beyond passive observation. They were vocal participants, their cheers and jeers influencing the race's outcomes. In this crucible of speed and spectacle, Roman racing reached its zenith. The Colosseum was more than just a stage for sports. It was a mirror reflecting the empire's glory, its might, and its passion for the grand spectacle of chariot racing. Within the towering walls of the Colosseum, a different kind of drama unfolded, one that resonated deeply with the societal fabric of ancient Rome. Here, the racing fans, an integral part of the spectacle, exhibited a fervor that went beyond mere enthusiasm for the sport. Their chants, allegiances, and actions in the stands were a reflection of the complex interplay between passion and power in Roman society. These fans were not silent spectators. They were vocal, passionate, and an essential part of the racing experience. Their chants and slogans, specific to teams and charioteers, reverberated through the arena, creating a soundscape as thrilling as the races themselves. The Roman fans' chants differed significantly from those of their Greek predecessors. While the Greeks focused on honoring their athletes and gods, Roman chants often carried undertones of political and social commentary. They were a way for the common people to express their views, grievances, and loyalties, not just about the races, but also about broader societal issues. The intensity of fan passion in Rome often escalated into violence, the Nika riots standing as the most infamous and catastrophic example. These riots, far more than a mere sporting dispute, became a pivotal moment in the history of the Byzantine Empire under Emperor Justinian. Originating in the Hippodrome, the central hub for chariot racing in Constantinople, the Nika riots were rooted in the fierce rivalries between racing factions. These factions, known as the Blues and the Greens, were more than just supporters of sports teams. They were deeply involved in the political and social fabric of the empire. Over time, their rivalries transcended the races, becoming intertwined with religious, social, and political disputes. In January 532 AD, tensions reached a boiling point during a series of races in the Hippodrome. What began as typical heckling and brawls between the Blues and the Greens quickly escalated into a unified chant of Nika, meaning conquer, against the emperor. The simmering discontent against Justinian's rule, fueled by heavy taxation, corruption, and political oppression, found its outlet through the collective voice of the racing fans. The riots exploded beyond the confines of the Hippodrome, engulfing Constantinople in chaos. For nearly a week, rioters burned much of the city, including the famed Hagia Sophia. They proclaimed a new emperor, and it seemed as though Justinian's reign was on the brink of collapse. The response from Justinian was as ruthless as it was decisive. He enlisted the help of his generals, Belisarius and Mundus, to quell the uprising. In a brutal clampdown, the rebellion was crushed within the walls of the Hippodrome itself, turning the arena of sport into a killing field. The estimated death toll was around 30,000, making the Nika riots one of the most deadly in history. In the heart of ancient Rome, the phenomenon of racing fandom was not just a matter of entertainment. It was a deeply rooted psychological experience. The allure of chariot racing, particularly the inhuman speeds and the extreme danger, tapped into fundamental aspects of the human psyche. So what makes racing fans so fervent? The chariot races in Rome provided an adrenaline rush, both for the participants and the spectators. The high speeds and inherent risks involved in the races triggered a natural thrill-seeking response. Psychologists have identified that engaging in or witnessing high-risk activities can release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and excitement. This thrill-seeking behavior is a key factor in why fans were drawn to the races, seeking an escape. The fervor of racing fans also stems from a deep sense of community and belonging. Supporting a team or a charioteer provided a sense of identity and unity. This community aspect is crucial in understanding fan behavior. Social identity theory in psychology suggests that individuals derive a sense of pride and self-esteem from their group affiliations. In the context of ancient Rome, where social class divisions were prominent, racing offered a common ground, a place where people could express solidarity with others. The races also provided a form of escapism. For the duration of the race, spectators could immerse themselves in the drama of the track, temporarily setting aside their personal and societal worries. The vicarious experience of the races offered emotional catharsis, a release of tension and pent-up emotions. This aspect of sports fandom is well documented in psychological studies, highlighting the role of sports as a channel for emotional expression. The heroes of the racetrack, the charioteers, represented more than just athletes. They were embodiments of societal and personal aspirations. In a world where individual opportunities were often limited by social status, the charioteers' skill, bravery, and success provided a vicarious sense of achievement to their fans. With all this, it becomes clear that the fervor in ancient Rome transcended the bounds of mere entertainment. It was a complex interplay of thrill-seeking, community bonding, emotional catharsis, societal reflection, and, at times, a catalyst for significant social change. The roots of this passionate fandom, while ancient, continue to resonate in modern sports culture, demonstrating the timeless nature of humanity's love for speed, competition, and the communal experience of sports. As our exploration of the Roman racing world concludes, we are left with a vivid tableau of how deeply the spectacle of chariot racing permeated the fabric of Roman society. The Colosseum and its kindred arenas were more than just architectural wonders. They were the stages upon which the drama of an empire played out, where the pulse of Rome was both felt and heard. The echoes of chariots racing around the Colosseum may have faded into silence, but their legacy endures in the annals of history. Roman racing fandom was not a fleeting fancy. It was a powerful cultural force. It united the empire in shared excitement and passion, yet it also exposed societal fractures and fueled political machinations. The fervor of the fans, the magnificence of the races, and the intrigue of politics created a blend that was uniquely Roman. This blend left an indelible mark on the societal and cultural landscape, influencing everything from public policy to social behavior, from artistic expression to architectural design. As we transition from the grandeur of Rome to the medieval era, we see the threads of racing fandom continue to weave through history. The legacy of Roman chariot racing found its echoes in the jousting tournaments of medieval times. These events, much like their Roman predecessors, were not just athletic competitions. They were elaborate spectacles reflecting the societal values and political structures of their time. The fervor of the fans, though different in expression, was similar in spirit. The medieval tournaments, like the Roman races, were stages where social status was displayed, political alliances were formed, and communal identities were forged. As we close this chapter on ancient Rome, we are reminded of the timeless allure of racing. From the ancient chariot races of Greece to the grand spectacles of Rome, the essence of racing fandom has remained a constant, a reflection of the human spirit's quest for excitement, identity, and belonging. We leave behind the Colosseum's towering presence, carrying with us the understanding of how a sport can transcend its physical boundaries to become a defining element of culture and history. The story of racing fandom is far from over. It is a saga that continues to evolve and resonate, from the dusty tracks of ancient arenas to the modern circuits of Formula One racing. Join us in the next episode as we traverse the medieval era, exploring how the legacy of racing fandom paved the way for new forms of competition and spectacle, setting the stage for the modern era of racing.